How do you think your intention has evolved from the first video to the third video? Do you think you have the same intention?
Yeah. I mean, maybe now it's like even less about disgruntledness. Video, I show one message where it's like, LaQuia Hill roofied multiple people. I'm like, I haven't heard that from anyone else, so potentially a rumor. I like the title part 2.5. I'll probably like unlist it when I post part 3. I thought the reception would be worse. I didn't personally like it that much. I was considering uploading it on someone else's channel or something.
What are some of the most critical points against the third video, and how do you respond to those more critical points? I've seen some tweets, some stuff. Haven't really been keeping up with all of it.
I want to hear the interview that he had at Oompaville, because obviously DogPack has been going around telling everybody, oh, I'll talk to you. Oh, I'll talk to you. Yeah, I'm down to do interviews. I'm going to do interviews, guys. Well, let's check out how that interview went. Obviously, I asked him multiple times if he wanted to chat publicly or privately to clear up the situation that he was having, because he was giving very mixed info on the whole James Warren situation. But he ends up giving that to Oompaville, and now we get it anyway, chat. So I do love me some easy journalism. I don't even have to ask the questions.
All right, well, you look like...
he gave a ton of non-answers. Great, that's my favorite kind.
You don't look disheveled necessarily, but I could... You actually look less disheveled now than you did in the very
He
beginning.
looked like he was just filming the video.
Very beginning. Are you getting used to this? Are you getting used to this?
Yeah. I'm worried about the body language experts reviewing me now.
Oh, yeah. Everyone, review is...
He's not chilling. He's not chilling.
His cortisol is high. Anyways, so I've got a bunch of questions to ask in regard to your third video, the final video, maybe? And before, do you think MrBeast is going to respond after this one, or what do you think?
Yeah, I'm just waiting for him to respond. I mean, I'm happy to just sit and watch from the sidelines now. Let you know, the big dogs take over. And
Is this like 48 hours after I told him to get off the fucking sit on the bench and let everybody else do it? Was that not what I told him like 48 hours ago? Is just hand off the story and let other people talk about it? Because his fucking thing was like, I'm making a 4th video after this, and his first public interview was like, yeah, I'm gonna just let people take over.
Happy to just sit and watch from the sidelines now. Let you know, the big dogs take over. New York Times, Time Magazine, those type of people.
You think the domino will continue to fall?
Yeah. This I mean, that was my goal, just to be like an early domino, and then I'm not going to be the big domino because I don't have the legal firms to deal with all that.
Yeah,
but yeah,
like that. Anyways, the word...
Is this before or after the Cope and Seed thread? I think this is probably filmed after the argument we had, because it comes up with James Warren stuff. I think it's probably before the Cope and Seed thread, which honestly, this is a time frame. We're going to see stuff from after the Cope and Seed thread, but this is the time frame I'm most interested in with Oompaville.
Allegedly is used a lot in this one, more than the previous ones. What do you think was the reasoning behind that, and why do you think it's important to publish more unconfirmed?
By the way, I know that like the scary woman we just watched, she's like a lawyer, right? Just saying allegedly over and over again does not protect you from all legal repercussions. This is like YouTube law, like lawyer shit 101. Where like, it's like when people think they could put the copyright stuff in the Digital Millennium Copyright Act in their YouTube description, and then like movie companies and media won't claim them. That's just not how it works at all. You've been lied to. You can't just say allegedly 42 times and expect MrBeast to not have the right to sue you. Again, I don't think he will. I think that would look horrible for him if he did, but...
Information in the third video. Do you think it's just to, once again, get the domino rolling?
Yeah, I mean, it's just like testimony. I'm just kind of a conduit for other people's testimony in that video. And then also like dealing with essay allegations. It's very difficult to prove them because usually there's just sort of the two witnesses, the perpetrator and the victim.
Yeah.
And, you know, perpetrators definitely don't want to go on the record, and then victims,
of course,
usually don't either in my experience, or at least not with me, but that's fine. So yeah, I mean, I'm just sharing other people's testimony and trying to make it clear that like it is just that testimony.
That's fair. I mean, yeah, that makes sense. That's like you're working with what you can.
He also makes a lot of definitive statements in these videos. I mean, like, this is like when Bo Black says, I'm just reading tweets. Yeah, I'm saying testimony. Yeah, it's just testimony. That's all I put in these videos.
working with what you kind of can work with. And what do you, how?
So wait, when you said that there's a case against James Warren, whose allegation was that exactly? Because that came out of your mouth, and you had the means to find out before you published the video. I'm just concerned, like, is it somebody else's allegation, even though you made it and then told everybody after the fact? I don't. It doesn't make sense to me.
Or do you think your intention has evolved from the first video to the third video? Do you think you have the same intention?
Yeah. I mean, maybe now it's like even less about disgruntledness and just like, I don't know. I don't want to use the word obligation, but you know, I feel like there is a social responsibility of like when people are messaging you all these serious allegations to sort of get them out, but you also have to vet them because it's like. It's also potentially some life-ruining allegations. There's like a lot of stuff that I don't feel comfortable putting out because it's so damaging, and there's just like, even though people can corroborate them, it just seems like there'd have to be some evidence.
Even though people can corroborate them, I mean, it's so damaging. We would actually need to provide some kind of evidence. That's awesome. Thank you. That's actually so cool of you, DogPack. Thank you for saving MrBeast. You're clearly defending him by not releasing all of the no evidence.
As far as like once you're getting into like claims of underage people and stuff like that.
Got you. What is your kind of like compass when you're determining? Because you just mentioned that there's a lot of.
I'm just. Where is the line? You talked about sexual assault and a guy potentially gang raping people, and like fucking roofing them or whatever, raping like 8 different people in your previous video. So I guess where does that? I guess that one goes through because it has 7 pieces of testimony.
Did I not ask you nice enough?
I don't respect you.
Like, I'm sure that guy did something. It's just like none of the stories were succinct and told the same one.
Stuff that you are not putting in the videos, right? And a lot of the stuff that you did put in is.
Yeah, I keep forgetting that he accused James Warren of beating his dog, and we just never discussed that again.
Very allegedly and very speculative, or you know, testimony from anonymity. Like everything's kind of coming from this. What kind of guides you between the stuff you did put out and the stuff you didn't? Is it like the sources saying not to, or your own like sort of compass, just like this truly is damaging too much, so like this is too much of a risk?
I mean, it's both. There's like obviously the legal threat there, and then also I mean, I've had a lot of off the record conversations and people very much corroborated like the Lakoya story, so I was like totally.
This is why all right, so again, we're very mean to this guy because I think he says a lot of stupid stuff, and he was very like ridiculous to me in our back and forth on Twitter, including some of the stuff his friends are saying. But like, this is why credibility matters, because for some reason all of these people have entrusted this random guy, I assume it's because his videos have been very successful thus far, to then do all this stuff on his like on their behalf or whatever. So this guy's credibility is directly tied to every story he shares, because a lot of these people are anonymous.
Did I not ask you nice
So
enough?
even if like you want to say this guy's bad or whatever, you're also putting yourself in like an impossible situation where you're not going to really be able to please everybody, because you're the mouthpiece for people whose stories we'll never actually fully realize.
Did I not ask
And
you nice enough?
I don't.
The internet's going to keep asking for more information.
Oh no! What am I gonna do?
people running that. But other things, it's like, hey, maybe you should talk to an actual journalist, because obviously I'm not a journalist, I'm not an investigator, I'm just a guy.
And in his defense, he did say that after video too, but at some point you just start to defer them. Hey, you should go talk to Mudahar. He's got like media contacts you could probably reach out to. You can go talk to, I don't know, reach out to so-and-so at the New York Times. They spoke, I don't know, did he have contacts at New York Times and stuff? But I guess for some of those people, it's just like, this feels too real for me. I'd rather stick it in a YouTube video. And it's like the culmination of what we see with a lot of these abuse allegations, where it's like, yeah, you know, I never wanted to come out and face my abuser, so instead I told 50 million people on YouTube about it because it feels less personal to me than just confronting the person or confronting like the group of people who were there, or talking about this in my public life, or telling my parents, telling my family. It's easier to talk to 50 million people on the internet. And as stupid as that sounds for me, obviously that other people feel differently because it keeps happening, I guess. I don't know.
So yeah, I mean, I send people to Rosanna. I send people to.
Yeah, that's the thing is like, but you're as soon as you say I send people to Rosanna, it's like, oh, all right, well, he had a good idea there, and then you're sending like to one of the most mentally unstable people involved in this entire situation, the hide and seek champion 3 times running,
Yeah, legitimate sources, I guess, and then I just kind of.
Doctor Disqualification. Yeah,
Jake the Viking.
Yeah, I sent them all to Jake the Viking. No, I just try to run like what people.
don't send them to me. No, do not send them to me.
Are very sure that they want to run through me.
Whenever you were able to present evidence, like an internal document, for example, the employee handbook you shared in the last video, or testimonies from people who worked at MrBeast, what is your process for ensuring credibility and sort of preventing misinformation? Is it truly just you have like you feel an almost obligation, a sense that stuff needs to get out, or like you mentioned, you're not a journalist. Like what do you kind of feel about that?
Yeah, I mean, I just verify with other employees. I mean, we almost got like a group chat at this point, so.
That's pretty cool, honestly.
Yeah.
That's kind of funny. Wow. You think is MrBeast aware of like most of the people?
As far as the people coming out against him,
Yeah, the subversives.
I think a lot of them want to remain anonymous right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
People who aren't in the boys club.
The question is like, why not just come out at this point? Maybe I'm crazy. I'm not trying to give legal advice, but he's not going to sue all of you. What are you trying? Like, at this point, it's going so poorly, I guess, in terms of optics, and it looks so good in the direction that they're headed. Why stay anonymous unless you're trying to farm more information?
Yeah, exactly.
For your
It doesn't really
3
add up
videos,
for me. I don't know.
what would you consider the best?
Like, you think that this guy harbors pedophiles and rapists, but you still want to work there? Or you think that people would hire you less because you're whistleblowing people who platform pedophiles? And so you're thinking that all these content creators who are rolling their eyes and saying
is
like they're
Bunty
never going to
King
work
to
with
you?
MrBeast
Person?
again
Who is Bunty
won't
King?
work with you because you
Nicholas
talk about
DeOrio?
how they're hoarding pedophiles and rapists? I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy on this one. Maybe this is a nuclear fucking take. Doesn't really make a lot of sense.
Received. How do you compare the reception of the 3rd video to the first 2?
So far, the reception's been great.
Like, I don't doubt these people exist. I kind of just doubt why they're not owning it.
Sort of made for a different audience. It wasn't really like a part 3. I kind of I like the title part 2.5.
Dude, if Jimmy cleaned house and filed lawsuits on like 15 different former employees, that would like stop the presses. I'm sorry. That would be the worst thing Jimmy could do if he wants to regain sponsors and start to like work and keep working with companies like Amazon. All right. He got accused of like hiring a pedophile. If 15 people get sued, that guy's life is over.
I'll probably like unlist it when I post part 3, just so it has like that clean aesthetic.
Wait. I'm sorry. What did he just say?
Like a part 3. I kind of I like the title part 2.5. I'll probably like unlist it when I post part 3,
He's going to unlist the new video when the 3rd video comes out.
just so it has like that clean aesthetic.
The clean aesthetic. All right, so he's acknowledging the video's not good, right? Like, he's acknowledging this was a bad idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I thought the reception would be worse. I didn't
Why? You thought the reception would be worse?
personally like it that much. I thought the reception would be worse. I didn't personally like it that much. I was considering uploading it on someone else's channel or something,
Am I like, is he fucking with me?
but I mean, yeah,
Interesting.
it's good information. It's just
Don't interesting that, Oompaville. What?
entertaining, and it's like,
Right.
does a broad YouTube audience care about MrBeast's COO? Probably not, but it's good fodder for commentary channels.
Yes.
I'm actually like, I'm so fucking confused right now that he's just saying this openly. Yeah, I thought my that video sucked too. So like, we all thought, oh, okay, he needed to post something and he wanted to get it out really badly. Can we just, I'm like pissed off now. This actually annoyed me. Okay, he talks about a dude potentially raping people in the office in a video that he's like nonchalantly, well, not in the, you know, like raping people who work for MrBeast or whatever. I'm completely sexually harassing or sexually assaulting or drugging and fucking raping people who work for MrBeast, right? In the same video as a bunch of bullshit, nonsense commentary fodder. This is like his second biggest allegation. No, I don't believe that. I think this is cope. I think he thought the video was good. Why would he unload such a damning claim with 7 pieces of fucking corroborating evidence, or corroborating testimony rather, and then just go on a stream and say his video sucked? No, I don't believe that. I don't believe that for a fucking second. Otherwise, like, you're mishandling this shit way worse than I gave you credit for. So you had one good story and you caked it between a bunch of garbage? Why would anyone want to give you any more information if you're just gonna... How do they know the next one's not gonna just end up in the part 4.5 where you pull up Jimmy's fucking cover holding his dick again?
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Don't you?
What are some of the most
Yeah, this is at the point where it's like disrespectful, I think.
critical points against the third video, and how do you respond to those more critical points? I've seen some tweets, some stuff. Haven't really been keeping up with all of it as much, just because I really want MrBeast to respond. And it's just like, how long?
So I guess he's going to clear up the, most charitably, the miscommunication he had with his friend, the girl we were just looking at, or he's going to just deny everything again.
When you go, like, what are you doing? What is your response to the most general criticisms that you are aware of in regard to the third video?
Yeah, I mean, some people don't like me saving things for later videos, but I don't really have a choice.
Okay, no, so that's not the criticism. Okay, so he's deflecting here. He's saying, people don't like me saving things for later videos. Nobody has said they don't like you saving things for later videos. The criticism was that you're being brazen about saving things to use against Jimmy. Saying like, oh, you'll respond, don't worry. I got 10,000 more things I can whip out. I'm saving stuff for his response. That's what people are criticizing you for.
A person?
Who is Bunty King?
You're deflecting
Nicholas
by
DeOrio?
saying I have to save stuff because I don't have support from the victims yet. And now you sound like Mama Max. Well, I can't give you the proof because, well, the victims won't let me, and the victims come first as a reason to explain a question that somebody wasn't even asking you.
As far as like getting information out when I can, and also like
I hate Oompaville doing these DogPack interviews. He does no research and he admits it himself and just lobs as many softballs as he can. It's one standard deviation away from Charlie interviewing him. Again, I wish Mutahar would, but I don't know. I don't know if that was an option. But that even that wouldn't satisfy everyone. But I think that Mutahar would be the better choice by far.
yeah, it would be nice to
He's probably too friendly with Keem to get the invite.
yeah, have some incentive for them to not sue me, I suppose. With like, I feel like they are probably worried about what else would come out, like in Discovery and everything. And I think that's it's good to keep them on their toes.
And like the claim that the secret CEO James Warren is like abusive, right? What do you? I've seen some people saying on Twitter that you shouldn't have included that because you can't really verify it because there's
No, asshole. He shouldn't put it out because he can verify it, and he willingly chose not to. He has freedom of information requests out for 5 different cases, okay? He absolutely can clarify this. He's just lazy, and he put out a video that he himself now is claiming is slop, where he just straight up accuses somebody who's supposedly Jimmy's cousin of being charged with a crime when that information is publicly available. That's the nature of public court records. This is so simple.
so many abusers named James Warren.
I think, I mean, I responded to this on Twitter. You can pull up my tweets, but yeah, I just showed like more corroborating testimony. I mean, it is testimony. I feel like the disclaimers.
Dude, he put out more screenshots that did not like address what I was saying.
Were pretty clear and like they were genuine. Like it is allegedly. I don't know that because like even though.
Why was that screenshot not in the video? He says like, yeah, Okay, I hear that he's been charged. Allegedly, he's been charged. We can't know for sure because there's a lot of James Warrens running around, and it's like he doesn't even show the screenshot where like somebody makes that allegation to him. In the video, it's presented like this is his allegation. Like, at best, what does he say? Like, I've heard? It sounds like he's presenting the allegation. Let me see this. Because this is why I didn't think a lawyer covered this. DogPack. I can't get over the fact that he's like, yeah, I thought people would think the video was even worse. That's so funny.
So down when like behind the scenes, just submitting freedom.
Here.
It wasn't ever attached to his LinkedIn. He's never featured or really referenced anywhere. I heard that he's very aggressive. I've heard him referred to as a psychopath who screams at people and hits his girlfriends. There's allegedly domestic violence charges that were filed against
No, this is your allegation, man. That's your allegation, bro.
him. And I say allegedly because it turns out there's a lot of people in North
Nah, that's you. You just said that, bro.
Carolina named James Warren who
And like he comes back and he goes, well, it was actually told to me that there was, so I was just repeating what this guy said. Okay, but in the video, you present it like you're accusing him of having been
Did I not ask you nice enough?
fucking charged.
So, I respect
Oh
that.
no! What am I gonna do?
clear and like they were genuine, like it is allegedly. I'm not
Okay.
sure of that because like even though
No, it's not allegedly. It's a Freedom of Information Act request. You just have to wait. All you got to do is wait, and then you'll find out if it's real or not. You know, it's allegedly because you couldn't fucking wait.
yeah, like I've heard
Then
some
don't run it. Just don't run. Just don't talk about it. Like, don't put this in the video.
credible sources, former MrBeast employees, that he has DV charges that were filed against him by an ex-girlfriend. Charges don't mean he's guilty, you know, it's not a conviction. It seems to be, from my phone calls, common knowledge that James Warren was sort of like that, you know, allegedly.
Again, but this is all writing off his testimony. This is all writing off of and testimony he's heard, but he's now repeating. His credibility is like everything here because we can't talk to these employees. We don't know if these employees exist. He is the mouthpiece for everyone here. His credibility is everything.
So
It's really weird because it's like my next question was, why are you saving things for when MrBeast responds? But it makes sense. You're kind of playing a game of incentive, right? Yeah. Well, just to reiterate on that.
This isn't a fucking TV show, man. This isn't CSI fucking Miami. Like what? It's a fucking YouTube exposed video. There's no. This guy sounds like a guy from fucking Arrow. Like I'm 10 steps ahead of you. You don't know what game we're playing yet. It's just cringe. Expose the guy.
Why are you saving certain things for when MrBeast responds?
yeah, I mean, it is, I guess, that game of incentive. I mean, I probably shouldn't be open about it if I'm telling him that I'm playing, you know, knight to f6, but I'm not really trying to play like Sun Tzu.
He's literally talking about chess. It's a fucking chess game right now. He's
Level 9
insane.
games. I'm just like, hey, this is kind of what I'm doing, and if
Fucking Adrian Chase looking motherfucker.
disagree with that move, then they can disagree with that move. But I think on the one hand, it offers protection for myself and victims. They go through
His goals are beyond our understanding. The CW people are coming out.
proper channels. So like, still looking into that. Like if I guess certain documentaries.
This guy's gonna be 40 years old. It's like he didn't even fall that way. It was Jimmy. He defecated through a sunroof.
lit by like legitimate productions, then that's a route that
Yeah.
people can take.
He
It's just-
orchestrated it.
I mean, there's a lot of stuff in the background that I don't know how much I can talk about publicly. So
Understood. The big question everybody wants to know: are you doing this for clout? Episode 3. Are you?
All right, Oompaville sucks, dude. There's no way he just asked that. There's no... Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude. I'm in. I'm all in, dude. I'm all in on my unmonetized channel, dude. Yeah, this is a real hard hitter from Oompaville.
You doing this for clout? Is this a clout thing?
definitely not episode 3. I mean, that was like intentionally tanked the performance with
Intentionally tank the performance. What is this cope? I gotta hear Chud tomorrow go super British mode when he hears this. This is insane, dude.
Thumbnail and title not being the best, and I didn't want to hype it up.
Yo, Oompaville literally lobbed the most softball answer ever, and this guy still gave us stuff to complain about.
But in general, like obviously, like I have no financial incentive to get more views, so it doesn't make a difference to me whether on the DogPack channel a video gets 10 million or 1 million or whatever, as long as the information gets out to the people that it has to get out to.
And yeah, you have no ads on your channel?
Yeah, I haven't applied for monetization.
That's pretty baller, I'd have to say. If you
why doesn't he deserve to get paid for this, like through YouTube ad revenue? I don't get it. It's baller when you don't accept ad revenue on your videos, but like it's baller when you take 50 grand from Jimmy. Where are your priorities? Like, I don't understand. Why not just put ads on the fucking videos and just not take Jimmy's money? It doesn't make any sense to me, dude.
If you came out with these videos and then just left the internet, that would be very cool. I'm not saying you should do that because I think you make very high quality videos, but I think that would be like, that's kind of hard to, even MrBeast has got to be like, all right, you got one up on me there. That was pretty baller, dude. Yeah. That's pretty hardcore.
I like that.
Not everyone runs off money. What? Why do you think MrBeast would need a secret CEO?
I mean, it could be because of his history. He doesn't want people doing background checks, digging into him. Same thing as LaKoya's secret.
What? Why would Jimmy need a secret CEO? Because he's the talent. Why does Linus Tech Tips now have a CEO? Well, they found out that things weren't going super great when Linus was CEO of his fucking company, so he brought in someone else so he could focus on content. So he could be the face of the brand. Why would Jimmy be the CEO of MrBeast's fucking industries? I would love to hear a reason as to why he would do that.
It could just be because Jimmy sort of wants to seem like a smaller operation, more amateur to the audience.
Dude, when you aren't the CEO of your own company, you look like a bigger operation. Am I crazy? Like if you're just the public face of your company, it looks even bigger at that point.
It could be because Jimmy wants more credit. I mean, there's a multitude.
We're years away from... I mean, I don't think Jimmy's mom runs the HR department this year or last year. I feel like that was a long time ago. Maybe I'm wrong about this. I feel like the operation got a lot bigger since then.
Reasons why he could have a secret CEO.
Yeah, it's weird. If,
Jimmy's
all
mom
this stuff is corroborated and it comes out as like plausible, even for 70 or 80% in terms of the James Warren and LaKoya stuff. To me, it doesn't seem like it would be that hard to hire people.
That's the thing. It's like when people talk about these allegations now, they refer to it as the fucking, I guess not James Warren, but the LaKoya stuff and the fucking registered sex offender. Those are like the two big allegations. And it's like, it's crazy that he's going to unlist the LaKoya video. What I think he's going to do is he's going to just redo that segment in the third video, like the real third video after Jimmy responds. Otherwise, I don't know. Like, the LaKoya stuff is so big to his argument. It is the only valuable part of that whole video, and it is more valuable than most of the first video and most of the second video.
Put people in high up positions at your companies and them not be pieces of shit, right? Like, it doesn't seem like it would be that hard, but when you have an operation like MrBeast, and I asked the clout question for you, it's like you draw a certain kind of person. You don't draw like numbers people. You don't draw people who are into competition. You draw people who are just ambitious at all. It's like late Roman Empire type stuff. Like literally everybody involved in the Republic was just like wanting to kill each other and try.
What the fuck is he talking about? There had to be another big YouTuber covering this that could have talked to him.
To get what everybody else had. And it's weird. I was going over the video. I was kind of thinking about that. I was like, is everyone bad just in general in business? Or is it just like the people who want to work at these kind of cool new...
Did he take like DMT before this? Like what is happening right now? This guy's smoking crack. Do you think the legal doc from earlier courts counts as Jimmy's response for video 3? No, it's going to be a video response or nothing. If the thing is, he's latching this whole thing onto Jimmy responding, and we're all kind of just taking his word for it. But it doesn't really make sense. Didn't Jimmy say to Ludwig that once all the allegations are out, he'll respond? And then this guy's publicly saying like, I have more shit that I'll release after Jimmy responds. And I mean, not to be a fucking Debbie Downer over here, but this thing only gets worse for Jimmy when he responds, unless he makes an absolutely perfect response. And even then, I don't think it's for him. I don't think it would be worth bringing this to Maine at all. Like, it's probably smarter to not respond, is what I'm getting at here. So you're playing Jimmy's hand and like, all right, I'll talk, like, oh, that's fine. I'll just wait for Jimmy to respond. It's like, I don't know why he would, outside of the fact that we're already expecting him to, if that makes sense. Like, if I'm Jimmy, I'm not making a video.
No, what am I gonna do?
I don't know.
Modern, cutting edge clout companies, are they just pieces of shit because that's the type of people who would want to work there? And all the good people are working at Globo Gym or whatever. I don't know. What do you think about that? Do you think that there's like a sort of vibe that the MrBeast...
Yeah, if I'm Jimmy, I'm keeping posting videos because I'm too big to fail. Yeah, I don't know why Jimmy would respond. We're only expecting this because people have said he's making a video. If I didn't like know that from these videos and trust the people who are saying these things, I would just think he's never going to say anything about it. And I don't even blame people in chat if they think that.
Beast operation gives off that just has higher up people who are just super obsessed with clout and money and just ambitious evil people? Or do you think there's something in the water? Like, why are there so many evil people in this organization?
I do think there's some.
Do you think that like MrBeast intentionally hoards pedophiles and rapists to his team? Do you think that Jimmy's like, you know what would be really great for the kids' content? Rapists. Let's move them around the company so we can keep them as long as possible. And you know what? Registered sex offenders, that's great for business. Let's bring them on. Surely that's what they were going for.
Something in the water.
Thank you, Oompaville, for such hard-hitting questions.
But I think it's probably mostly, I mean, going into it, I thought there would be more people sort of attracted to MrBeast for the same reasons that people were attracted to working at SpaceX when Elon Musk, in 2018, when Elon Musk was like, we're going to be interplanetary and help humanity. And I think that attracts a lot of top tier talent who might not be in it for the money. And MrBeast also has sort of that messaging, and maybe those people go to the philanthropy side of the business. But I do think also the messaging of like, hey, we got a ton of money, definitely attracts the wrong people, and there's a lot of nepotism. I'll give you an exclusive. Somebody texted me saying that the head of security is Jimmy's stepdad, and he likes to pull knives on people as a joke.
This is why I hate fucking YouTubers, man. You can't just say shit like that. You can't just say shit like that on somebody's stream. Yeah, I'll give you an exclusive. Apparently this Jimmy's stepdad pulls knives on people in the workplace.
Oh no! What am I gonna do?
And whoever tells you could just go on stream and say stuff like that, I mean, you're just showing like baller ability to not be worried about getting sued here, because you could totally do that.
That's crazy. He's just some old...
Like, if someone did that to me, I would be uncomfortable. If I was Oompaville right here, I would be, like, uncomfortable if they just said that on my stream, on my platform.
Country boy from North Carolina who has no idea that that's, like, against the law and just horrible violations all across the board. He's like, hey, I'll stab you, or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. It's just a joke. Don't worry.
Yes, there's definitely a lot of like family ties in there. That it's like people who can't really get fired, so I think they don't take it that seriously.
Yeah, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. You know, at that large of a scale, you can't have a business like that. You
know why he can't get fired? Because he's fucking Jimmy's Bob. That was the worst one. Jimmy's Bob. I can't do it now when I try to, but it comes out when I do Mr. T Lexify for some reason.
Have to have like a really professional thing. Not that I would know. I don't have any idea, but I just assume that that's how it works. Seems like whatever he's doing is not working that well. But so to pivot more to James Warren, the domestic violence charge.
DogPack drops new allegations like they're trivia pieces. Yeah. I mean, on one hand, I get it. Like, it's probably super cool to have people come up to you and just want to hear about everything you have to say. There is that kind of euphoria when it comes out when you're in the middle of a big story. I don't know. I feel like I've been fucking really charitable to this guy over this, like getting less and less so as we continue. But I've been saying this the whole time. Every VOD that I've covered, you can hear me explain this exact same argument at least once. It is not easy to post your first 3 videos and have 100,000 people concurrently watching them and not get like an ego, get a little bit of a big head. And also, like, the crippling anxiety that comes with posting the next version of that, like the next installment of the series you've set for yourself, especially when the others have been so well received, is difficult. This is not like an easy thing to do for a new YouTuber. If you watch the stuff I was making, I think I made the 2 Nerd City videos and the drummer video back then. I was not in any realm of what he's dealing with now. And I mean, I was fighting with Nerd City. That's a pretty big fucking YouTuber. Not a lot of people go in fighting against a huge YouTuber in their first drama that's already established, right? And this guy's doing that on like the 20,000th like degree. All right, this guy is like actually one-upping that by like a trillion. He's a trillion upping that. So I think I wasn't as harsh on him initially until he started like just genuinely destroying the case in that 3rd video, because like I kind of get where things could be going wrong, but at some point you're just doing too much damage. It's time to hand this thing off. You shouldn't be here. It's time to recognize, and he's to his credit, he started off the conversation saying that like it's time to start going through New York Times and talking to the big dogs, and I think he should have handed this off a lot earlier.
It's just difficult to investigate in the state of North Carolina due to all the people named James Warren who are committing domestic violence. How do you know the Greenstone Ventures James Warren was the proper James Warren?
I might have misinterpreted the reasoning on why it's hard because it's like so many James Warrens. It's more so that, well, yes, if you look up the public court filings for James Warren, there's going to be a lot of results. We found the exact James Warren, and I had people run a background check on him.
I'm so confused. There's no way that you knew exactly which James Warren it was, had all the cases at the time of recording the video, willingly chose not to include it in the video. This is all post-video shit, right? There's no way. If anything, that makes your video even worse. This is post-video rationalization, post-criticism rewriting of history.
It's just that we found, yes, if you look up the public court
No, because he said he worded it wrong. He's implying he knew this going in.
Filings for James Warren, there's going to be a lot of results. We found the exact James Warren, and I had people run a background check on him. It's just that there's 6 court cases, which could be traffic violations, could be DV related, but it doesn't say on the, I guess, the public registry what it is. So you have to submit a Freedom of Information request, which then takes like 2 weeks. So that's the real reason. But then,
okay.
Yeah, what was
no, not okay. Not okay, asshole. It takes 2 weeks. Okay, good. And you sent me a screenshot where you found out that there were cases on the 9th. And you posted this on like, what, the 27th? And you said those were already submitted? Why not just wait? There's no reason to post it sooner. You're not on a clock. Jimmy is, I guess. I guess you think so. I don't... Why not just wait? Or just cut it out. He doesn't need to fucking pan... Like, why does he need to add shit to the LaCoya allegations that doesn't matter? None of this stuff, I guess, maybe if he actually domestically abused his girlfriend, I guess Jimmy's cousin doing that, it's not to the same level as the LaCoya stuff. Why can't the LaCoya stuff just be one video? Why do these videos have to be mini documentaries and you can't just go after your hard-hitting shit? I mean, go look back at what Crazy Woman said 20 minutes ago. Oh, you're going to focus on this, a hypocrisy, when there is pedophiles being hired, when there are rapists running free, when there are... Yes, you're right. You're 100% right. That's not what's important right now. But you know what else isn't important?
Oh no!
You know what else isn't important? It's not important to talk about how the new CEO used to make videos where there were instructional videos for exercising that people were known to jerk off to. That probably doesn't belong in the LaCoya video because nothing else in the LaCoya video matches the level of severity that we were discussing.
How do you know the Greenstone Ventures Ponzi scheme guy was the same guy?
Yeah, because...
And why do we need... Well, who cares about the Ponzi scheme guy? He ends the Ponzi scheme segment by going, yeah, we don't know for a matter of fact that this guy was involved in the fraud, but maybe he was. Can we pull that up fast? I don't want to take this guy out of context. I want you to hear exactly what he said. He made us sit there and learn about how this guy scammed a family of some woman who had Alzheimer's. And at the end of it, he goes, yeah, you know, he might have. Hold on, let me see.
The first video, his YouTube Koya at go for a Jay Hill was running to be looked into. Does not let them leave the house, beat his dog, defrauded people in his own ways.
Here.
He and James Warren, the then realtor, stated, "Oh, real estate." She goes on to describe how they presented it as a safe investment opportunity for her, and then James Warren's business partner defrauded her of $1.3 million. Now, can I claim definitively that James Warren was aware of the fraud that was taking place and willingly complicit in helping Mr. Hutchins defraud old ladies? No, but from what I've heard of James Warren's character, how he's hit ex-girlfriends, not let...
So then he just poisons the well. Can I prove that there's a link here? Can I prove that he was knowingly involved in the fraud? By the way, keep in mind that the business partner went to fucking jail. Okay, this went to court. He wasn't a co-defendant in the case. So maybe the courts got it wrong because this guy abused animals allegedly. I don't even know.
Leave the house, beat his dog, defrauded people in his own ways. Creative juice is an interesting one.
This guy just can't. He's not fit for this. Get him out. Roll him out. Roll somebody new in. Fucking dump and change. I'm sorry. This is ridiculous. This guy should not be leading the rest of this investigation. I'm sorry.
Because the actual James Warren, who had his picture on his LinkedIn, had that under his LinkedIn.
Oh, got you.
Yeah.
Little self-incrimination.
Yeah,
Pretty cool. Allegedly. Will booty call Wednesdays ever return? Will booty call Wednesdays ever return? You hope so.
I think that's the tragedy of this whole thing.
Personally, do you think Jimmy is a misogynistic person?
I mean, it's hard to say first.
What do you mean? You ran a list of things he said about women 10 years ago. You have to think he's misogynistic.
A misogynistic person.
I mean, it's hard to say firsthand because I didn't really interact with him much. I definitely feel like I witnessed misogyny at the company. By the technical definition, I guess, of misogyny is like, I think it's like treating men different than women or prejudice against women or whatever. And I feel like to some degree, yes. And I feel like he's sort of admitted that on podcasts that he's like,
oh my God,
not as comfortable around women. How much of that is just like sort of innocent awkwardness, I guess, or how much is like based on like hate? Like I've heard stories.
How much is based on hate?
Stories of him, female producers, to get to Jimmy, they had to go through a man like Tyler, and I've heard of female camera operators who Jimmy doesn't want like the cameraman who's close to him, like up in his face or whatever, to be like a female camera operator. He wants them like further away, just so he's like more comfortable. It's like, that's kind of weird, but I don't know if it's just like he's an awkward weirdo.
Mm-hmm.
And how much
that could be
like,
possible.
Yeah.
Like, dude, I don't know why you feel so fucking comfortable saying stuff like this, but you don't even know the. Holy shit, dude.
Yeah, he seems weird.
Yeah, it's like, and the woman's like, you're just grasping at straws now. And then I play this video of like the person she's defending. It's just so like obvious you're ideologically locked here, and you need us like, oh, if you don't agree with us, you must be supporting predators. You must be supporting lolicon fucking Shadman. Okay, sick, awesome, thank you for that one. I don't know, it's just gross.
He seems like a weird guy, so it's like, yeah, I don't understand that at all. That doesn't really, yeah. I mean, yeah, how many of the anonymous people that have come forward to give you information, what percentage would you say are just lying nonsense, or they want clout or whatever? And then what percentage?
I imagine this must be high, because whenever I cover stories like this, I get tons of random shit info with absolutely nothing backing it, and I know immediately not to take that person seriously. I've been caught before, probably. I can't think of any off the top of my head, but you get flooded with misinfo and fake shit, and you gotta like completely either own that or be very careful. Once you like have a video blow up, everybody has a story to tell you.
You know, like how has your sorting process been? Because there's
like we were it took a few days before I was ready to like engage with the night doc stuff. Because when people show up that late in the game, you really have to question stuff, you know? And I knew him previously and stuff like that. So it's like I wasn't ready to just go when Night Docs reached out to me and said that Max fucked him over. All right, we had to have calls. We had to talk a decent amount before we even thought about doing anything like that.
There's got to be people who are just lying. I mean, there has to be.
Yeah, of course.
With how big this is.
I only talk to people who send proof of employment for ones.
And that's good. That's good.
So that
Okay.
narrows it down a lot. And then sometimes you get some Twitter DMs of like very obviously fake proof, which is
Yeah.
and then like, yeah, the people I speak to, it's less about who's lying. I think most people are reasonably truthful. It's just like, are you exaggerating? Do you have an vendetta? And like, I like to include that. Like,
Wait, you like to include when people? Then why not include your work history in full and explain what happened? It seems like he knows what to do.
the Jake Weddle interview, he says, oh, Jimmy doesn't like me. I don't like him either. Oh, I hate you, Jimmy. That feels so good to say, or whatever. And a lot of people, when I sent that around, were like, oh, you should cut that because it hurts credibility. And I'm like, yeah, but it's kind of honest to his motives. So I left stuff like that in. Rumors obviously spread. So like in the last video, I show one message where it's like, LaQuia Hill roofied multiple people. I'm like,
Yes.
I haven't heard that from anyone else. So potentially a rumor.
No fucking way. So you put it in the video anyway as evidence against one of the biggest allegations. Oh, this makes me mad, dude. This makes me really mad. If you want to know what he's talking about here, it's because he runs through the LaQuia Hill stuff, which is like, I don't know, dude. I think something went down. Even I think something happened. I don't know what happened. I don't know the nature of it, but even I think something happened. I've already watched this like 4 times on stream. This video is so fucking bad. And by the way, if you like this stream and you haven't seen the other stream, you're gonna love tomorrow's 10 a.m. upload. I'm sorry, bro. Okay, this is the original video. Hold on. DogPack. I'm sorry. I gotta watch this again. So the LaQuia Hill stuff, he's being accused of sexual harassment or sexual assault. I'm pretty sure they're more accusing him of sexual assault.
Which was Unilingo at the time. The email links back to him. Some from my first video just in prior. I never did a magazine article.
But it's not really like definitive what you leave this video thinking he did, because all the testimonies that he gives are completely different. It's like water cooler Chinese whispers.
Employees talking about LaQuia Hill. When I say verified former MrBeast employee,
all right, we were talking about this right here.
this looked like correct victim's name. I heard LaQuia.
So this one is acted very inappropriately, walking around in underwear. Very descriptive allegations of what happened here. Put on paid leave for like a month, and it was sexual harassment in this one, right? If I remember correctly. Yeah. He acted very inappropriately with. It sounds like sexual harassment here. Made someone uncomfortable. And then the next one.
Creator Global. Verified employee number 2. Ask them the same question. Have you heard of any sexual misconduct at the company? They say yes.
This one is sexual harassment as well, right? This one uses the word sexual harass.
And that still worked at the company when he was brought to employee proof. I verified.
Now, number 3 is the gay guy who likes to bang 18-year-old straight employees. I heard he got in trouble for hooking up with his 18-year-old straight assistant. Okay. Now this one, so now it goes from like harassment to now he's fucked people. Okay. Now he's roofied multiple people. Is this, which one are we on? 5?
Adult entertainment before MrBeast. Yeah, LaQuia Hill Entertainment. I heard he was fired for sexual harassment, then brought back a year later. That's what I heard too. Employee number 4. Do you know who LaQuia Hill is? Yes. And you're aware of the case that has been covered up for some time. Explain. Essayed
he raped multiple people and roofied multiple people as well.
Multiple people, apparently roofied multiple people as well. A verified employee number 5 also.
He sexually assaulted his assistant who was straight and LaQuia was gay.
So say this person is a.
The range here from sexually harassed and made someone uncomfortable to raped multiple people with drugs is so wide. This is like when people are in, like, let's say a college is taking the mean of an exam, like taking the average of it, and you have outliers and you remove the outliers to get a better scale of what we're actually talking about here. So this guy says, hey,
Especially.
he goes, hey, that's probably a weird one. And then he put it in anyway?
I show one message where it's like, LaQuia Hill roofied multiple people. I'm like, I haven't heard that from anyone else. So potentially a rumor. So there's stuff like that where
Did he forget he included it? His example for like, wait, does he forget that's in his video?
One message where it's like, LaQuaya Hill roofied multiple people. I'm like, I haven't heard that from anyone else, so potentially a rumor.
Like, he has to be like, I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't blame anyone in chat who thinks this dude's fucking malicious. I think that you could make the angle, and you could make it pretty convincingly, that he's a disgruntled ex-employee who has said some true shit, but mostly throughout, like, the big stuff that he's gotten has been post-video. It just has been. And people have reached out to make him the vessel of their allegations, and now he's, like, caught in a position he doesn't belong in, trying to help these people who are trying to, like, talk about some really serious shit, and he's way in over his head.
So there's stuff like that where it's like, you know, could be true, could not be true. I'm not going to claim it's true.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wouldn't say entirely post-video one, because the illegal lottery stuff is compelling. Yes, it was compelling to get the foot through the door, but it's not compelling when you compare it to hired a sex offender. Like, he's not the guy who broke the fucking Chris Tyson story. Chris Tyson, hired registered sex offender, and LaQuaya Hill are the big three in this story. And there's nothing else that even remotely comes close, as far as I can tell. Raping an employee who worked for MrBeast, a registered sex offender being employed, and then one of the top guys being a lolicon freak are easily the big three of allegations, and none of those come from video one. And none of those really come from him. They're just stories that he's the vessel of producing.
It's all alleged.
For us to see.
Yeah.
Do you think this will They're like, send me stories, and they sent him stories. At that point, like, don't you think that that kind of stuff, the LaQuaya stuff, is better handled with somebody a bit more... I don't know, dude. Someone who's done this before. I think Mudahar is the guy. I think you should have handed this off to him.
Have a good positive outcome for the YouTube community. I personally believe that all of this will be good. I think this will be good.
Yeah, long term for sure. I mean, yeah.
No, Nick, that's wrong. LaQuaya Hill turned Chris into the monster. Are you making a fan fiction that the straight employee was Chris Tyson, and after LaQuaya Hill's
needs to be like maybe more oversight on certain things, or like certain things.
That's not real. That's not real. That is the biggest fan fiction I've heard tonight.
Be banned. And it's not just MrBeast. There's
Nerd City should have done this interview. So what do you think about DAPs? Do you think we can add the DAP project to our... Do you think you can minty my DAP while we talk about this? Don't send cat emojis in general chat.
family channels who just blatantly abuse their kids for content, and it's like, holy shit.
Yeah, that's so
how's this allowed on the platform? And then, yeah, like scamming should not be allowed, I think. And when you're doing things with contestants, maybe there should be like some rules, protections, or at least if you're like at that level. I don't know what the solution is, but I think hopefully it has a positive effect long term, and hopefully there's not like a adpocalypse.
Yeah, I don't think there will be. I think it will have a positive result. I think there's been too much money made for any of this to permanently affect the MrBeast empire. Like, I think the brands who you would think would be...
Do you know what he meant by adpocalypse, dude? I don't think there's going to be an adpocalypse. I think he's going to keep making money after this. What? Do you have any idea what's happening in this conversation, Oompa? Are you a passenger to this ride?
Like, oh, we can't touch this anymore. I don't think that that's how they really operate when there's billions of dollars to be made. The big determinant factor for all
this guy is probably the nicest dude ever. But like, I'm listening to the guy who shouldn't be launching these fucking allegations and the guy who shouldn't be interviewing him right now. That,
in terms of consequences, I think will come from how mainstream all this goes. Like, what does the Times say? How many documentaries come out? Like, is this going to be like Dan Schneider quiet on set type shit? Like, is it going to be insane? Is there going to be documentaries on Netflix and HBO? It is pretty wild though. It's crazy to see you right at the middle of all of it. It's like, gotta be stressful, but you're chilling now, dude. You're chilling. Your body language says you're very stressed. Right. Just breathing.
If you want to watch the rest of Oompa's video, we only watched the second half. I don't know why you would, but it's on there. You feel free to jump on it. Now, this is going to be a little less. This is more reading. This is actually going to be all of... We're going to 2x this, and we're just going to read it ourselves, because I don't need Connor to read to my stream. I'm going to read it poorly to you. So DogPack did an interview with Connor the day after we got into a fight on Twitter, and Connor asked him a bunch of questions. That's why when somebody on Twitter was like, maybe he wanted to talk to Oompa Nick because he has a bigger audience than you. And it's like, yeah, but he also did an interview with Connor, so I don't know. Here we go. Let's see. Where is the DMs back and forth? Am I like blind? Did he not? Did this not happen?
Happens in day 10. Now, honestly, I debated.
I thought he put the... Or is he... I'm actually smoking crack here. I literally thought he responded to a bunch of shit in this. Okay, here it is. So I guess he just layers it throughout the whole video. Full cease and desist. So I actually have to... Okay, here. Okay, so looking into covering some of the contents of this thread for a video, but I figured I'd reach out to offer if you wanted to do an off-air recorded interview about this. Feel free to ask me anything. The toy thing is a complete lie. Okay, sure, gotcha. Let's do where's my go-to thing that I play every single stream? Not that one. While I'm pulling this up, thank you so much, chat, for being super fucking supportive today. You guys have been awesome as usual. Thank you to the 2,000 that are still with us in the wee hours of the morning. We'll be back here again tomorrow. We're still here now, but we'll be back here again tomorrow to cover the Mr. T Lexify stuff and any fallout that occurs tomorrow morning, which I imagine there will be some when I post my VOD of me talking to Turkey Tom and going over the fight I had with DogPack. Wii Shop. You want the Wii Shop music? Okay. Here we go. Okay, sure, gotcha. In terms of the cease and desist, they obviously claim your reason for being terminated from the company was the story, 1, ignoring a supervisor, and 2, this toy. What is your understanding as to why you were let go?
Gotcha. In terms of the cease and desist.
After my first manager left, I didn't even know who my new supervisor was, and I didn't think the company did either. I was left unsupervised for a week. If your boss doesn't contact you for a week, do you just not do work? Is this like a remote job, or are you in there and like just in the office doing fucking nothing? And why would you do this in your trial period? You're on a 90-day trial. You're a week into a 90-day trial, and you just did nothing at all? Okay. Fun. You gotta love it. During the week of the toy, it was about a business expense request I sent to IT for an Apple Vision Pro. When those were new in the company, when those were new, the company seemed bullish on them as the future of content consumption, and I was told they wanted to get everyone one eventually. So I requested one instead of a monitor, and now I think they're trash, but at the time it sounded cool. I got berated for sending the request to IT. I literally said I wasn't trying to swindle the company for some toy, referring to it not being a toy. They also could have just denied the request, but it got approved, and then this new guy who claimed to be my supervisor berated me for sending the request to the wrong person. This is ridiculous. You worked there for a month, and a fourth of it was without a boss. Yeah, this guy claims to know so much of the inner workings of the company, and he worked there for 3 weeks, and one of those weeks he didn't even report to a fucking person. This is insane. This is crazy. This is nuts.
Didn't even know who my new supervisor was. And I don't think the company did either. I was left unsupervised for like a week, lol. During that week, the toy was about a business expense request I sent to IT for an Apple Vision.
That's crazy.
Sending the request toy, plus the lack...
Okay, understood. Is the situation with the IT and the Apple Vision Pro, plus the lack of a supervisor, what the cease and desist refers to as conduct even you have characterized as inappropriate? And if so, did you say anything like that at the time? No idea, honestly. There's not a lot of inappropriate conduct from everyone at the company. I'm not a yes man, so I push back frequently. What could you have possibly pushed back on? You worked there for fucking... I'm getting the vibes as to why this guy got let go. Okay? It's starting to make a lot of sense. What do you mean? You got there 3 days in, you're like, no, this is how we're gonna run it? Like, what did you do in 3 weeks?
I'm not a yes man, so I pushed back frequently. And I said, all right, with that, another part of the cease and desist claims you only worked there for 3 weeks. Of course, this is contradictory to your claims, such as statements made on Reddit. Is this a lie? And if so, what is your official timeline for your tenure at...
Because he implies he was there the entire 90 days.
MrBeast. And Dogpack responds,
Off the top of my head, I think my official contracted time was March 25th to April 19th. However, I started doing unpaid work around February 22nd, which is when I stopped posting on Reddit and signed an NDA. Then I arrived in Greenville March 10th, and I was let go, and I was told that I signed the transition agreement, I could get my full 90-day pay, and they told me I could put the full time on my resume and LinkedIn. The day I was let go, I was also contacted by one of Jimmy's close friends who has a company that does work for Jimmy. He said he wanted to hire me, but he had to get permission to MrBeast. I started working from him almost immediately. I have proof of all this I can send you. So you had such a bad time at MrBeast, you started working at a company that works with MrBeast afterwards, after you got fired. So did you think that, like, after your trial period, you could just do whatever you wanted now that you're, like... It's not even a trial period. After your unpaid internship, you're now on your trial, so you're like big dog pit bull. You can just go around fucking ordering people. Like, I'm so confused.
off the top, I started...
Sounds like a real C-tier employee. Yeah. This is wild. Hey, mate, this is my throwaway Reddit account, but I run the ideas team at Beast. Shoot me a text at blank so we can find time to chat. If other people have pretended to work for Beast and DM'd you, I'm happy to provide proof if needed. It's up. Where's this NDA at? I'm itching to know what you're cooking over there. Haha, I sent it to HR earlier. They'll get it to you ASAP. What's your full name?
Then he attaches a reservation for Hilton, which the reservation shows that it was on March 10th, 2024 with a confirmation number, and then a Dawson monthly invoice where it shows Dogpack, also known as Dawson's email, sending an email to accounts where it says invoice from April 23rd, 2024 to May 23rd, 2024, and he says thanks, and then the accounts email responds, thanks for sending an email to blank accounts team.
I worked for MrBeast. Ava Chris Tyson is just the tip of the iceberg.
Which was the initial video that he posted.
All right, so
He says,
at MrBeast from February all the way up until May, with a part on screen here correcting the May to June, saying that he worked at MrBeast till June. So of course, obviously this is a contradiction, so I just wanted to clarify, why were you saying that you worked up until June? And I said, so there's this section from your original video where you claim you worked until May.
So I guess he's gonna say, well, I worked with somebody who worked with Jimmy.
With a correction to June. A more accurate description would be what you described above, yes? And he responded to this saying, yeah, that video is just based on pay stub receipts. On the books, I was...
No, that's lawyer talk. On that video, that Twitter video of me talking was just me talking about the pay stub receipts. On the books, I was employed, and they told me that I could say I was employed for the full period of my contract, but I left April 9th. Don't you think that and I started working remote for Jimmy's friend. Don't you think that's what people wanted to know? Don't you think that makes you kind of look a little bit like a bad faith actor when people point you out? Hold on.
Obviously, the says that he worked at Mr.
I heard many times that Ava Chris Tyson is a major liability, but they can't get rid of her because she's already threatened legal action and she knows too much. And when all this information comes out about everything that she knew, everything other people know, I promise you on everything MrBeast has done. Amazon, if you can get your money back, get your money back.
And in this video, he verbally says that he worked at MrBeast from February all the way up until May, with a part on screen here correcting the May to June, saying that he worked at MrBeast till June. So of course, obviously this is a contradiction, so I just wanted to clarify, why were you saying saying that you worked up until June. And I said, so there's this section from your original video where you claim you worked until May with a correction to June. A more
This is absurd. This is such a weird fucking thing to die on.
video
Say I was mistaken. It's better than
just
this.
based on pay stub receipts. On the books, I was employed, and they told me I could say I was employed for the full period of my contract, but
This is such a dumb thing to lie about.
left April 19th, and I started working remote for Jimmy's friend. And so then I asked DogPack about the 1 hour call where he was allegedly let off. So I said, is there truly a 1 hour call as they claim where you pleaded for your job back after being fired? And if so, why? He responded, I didn't know they recorded that meeting, but yeah.
Remember when we said that this was all the most charitable interpretation of what was happening?
I was at a low point. I did not want to get fired.
Oh my
I worked
god.
hard to get there and felt like I was being fired for BS.
I didn't know they recorded the meeting where I begged. Holy shit.
And then Cope and Seeth continues their thread by saying, so it seems that the
Alright, let's see what else is in the I'm only really interested in the back and forth. We already know about all this thread stuff. Oh.
DeOrio tweet where Nick says, it's actually so fucked how bad that new DogPack video is. I'm addicted to watching people react to it, so I know who's full of shit.
And what I'm talking about there specifically is watching the videos where deranged, pathetic losers cover it and then censor the parts where DogPack is doing bad shit. I'm not saying like, oh, anyone who reacts to this and likes the video is a piece of shit. I'm saying people like Pegasus are a piece of shit. Yeah, I'll name them. People like Pegasus are a piece of shit. Let me show you what Pegasus did. I already showed you this in the last one. I'll show it to you again. The MrBeast Empire Falling Apart video is great. Yeah, here, look at this. This is the people I'm calling out in that tweet.
I heard that he's very aggressive. I've heard him referred to as a psychopath who screams at people and hits his girlfriends. There's allegedly domestic violence charges that were filed against him. James Warren also...
You see that hard cut? That was Pegasus hard cutting the video to avoid having to hear him say that it's probably not the same James Warren, because there's a lot of James Warrens in fucking North Carolina. So, yeah, I think people who are intentionally cutting context from videos to try to make it look better so they can continue farming money off the situation they're pieces of shit. So I think this is a good litmus test to see who reacts to it, how they react to it, and what they say when they see it.
Then quoting DogPack, where DogPack says, I say allegedly because there are a lot of James Warrens in North Carolina, so I'm looking into it, versus he offered employees cocaine, maybe. And there's an entire section where DogPack and Nick DeOrio go back and forth later in this video, but continuing this thread.
Actually, I think I specifically was calling out Pegasus. And I made a specific Pegasus tweet before or after this, but like I'm still looking into it. And he offered employees for money for cocaine or whatever, or offered employees cocaine. That was like the part that he's like, "Whoa, cocaine!" Like there were so many people like that.
Exists on Reddit. My alt is that 5head guy with the time. Reason he was hired. Basic.
Apparently, there's going to be a second part to this video tomorrow from Connor that has all the, I guess,
YouTube.
Let me see if I can spoil that for everybody. There are 3 sections with DMs.
What is Bunty King to you?
Reddit response.
Who is Bunty King?
Nicholas DeOrio?
Reddit response, CoffeeZilla's response, so that ones to look for. But Connor is going to be putting more in the next part, so I don't want to spoil specifics. The Reddit part, I imagine, has some DMs. Secret usage, Antichrist, critical before being hired, DogPack response to Reddit. Here.
YouTubers get away with not doing it for some reason. I guess because through
We need Ethan Ralph. I agree. We need to get him on the kill stream.
some loophole.
We need to get this guy on the kill stream to do an interview.
It's not considered advertising. I don't know, but it's shady as hell. And so because of this criticism and some that we're going to see in a second, I did reach out to DogPack and ask him a question about this. And so I said, okay, and one last question in regards to this thread. And then I have another one about the document I made a video on if you don't mind. Why did you decide to work for MrBeast if, based on your Reddit history, you already had most, if not all, of your concerns raised before you started working for them? Bad sweepstakes, not real random subs, misleading videos, etc. And DogPack
There were certainly things that I openly criticized. Jesus Christ. So you went to MrBeast and you just thought that everything they did was bad, and you told them everything they did was bad. Maybe that's why you got. I don't know. But there was a lot of stuff I openly praised, like philanthropy. I thought it was an overall good company with some problems. I tried to solve those problems internally, but obviously that didn't work out. You worked there for 3 fucking weeks and you were brought on so you could use fucking tactics to bring more kids to start watching. You were talking about a video with fucking orangutans, bro. Stop acting like you're the fucking savior. I tried to solve those problems internally, but obviously that didn't work out. And I heard the more serious stuff after I was hired, like the Ava SA stuff. I definitely felt like the company was headed towards an iceberg, but the captains of the ship, they just weren't listening to people. Like, oh, god.
To this question saying, there certainly were things I openly criticized. Good or they weren't posts saying, thanks for the reply.
Oh, god.
Working with YouTubers that are actually trying to benefit humanity, of which there are few. But I think Jimmy has the potential to be the most influential person living during the most pivotal points in human history so far. Like, it sounds crazy, but if you really think about the role content is playing in people's lives, like iPad kids and such.
Oh my god, dude, this is a video worth watching on your time.
And content you put out is influencing the future of humanity at a level that's never existed until very recently. It's a scary responsibility some people take too lightly.
Dude, maybe he's the Antichrist and Jimmy is the second beast.
He then continues in my DMs saying
it makes me cringe how much I used to like him. I genuinely thought it was like a company trying to change the world. I thought Jimmy was a genius visionary, but now I think he just wants money and power. I didn't understand his motives.
It makes me cringe how much I used to like MrBeast. Is it 2023?
Oh god. I don't buy it either. I want to think he's done this for the right reasons, but even if he's not, I could thank him for bringing stuff out, but I think he needs to realize it's time to put down the fucking sword. Hand off the reins to somebody else and let them drive the horse to the fucking stable. I mean, I'm gonna be honest, like, yeah, I think this guy is kind of a shit show. I don't think he belongs where he is, and I think he should probably get out of it now.
I wanted to address his Beast in the months before he tried getting a job there, including claiming that a MrBeast challenge induced Stockholm Syndrome in its contestants. And then Cope and Seed attaches a picture of DogPack replying to a post about MrBeast chocolate saying, meh, influencer businesses are especially bad. The products are always garbage. Name one influencer product that would be successful without the influencer.
Oh my god, this guy sounds like me. This guy literally sounds just like me before he worked there. This is like an argument that I would make. Like, I would literally say that. What happened, dude?
And then a post made on December 20th.
Yeah, literally, all influencer products are shit.
21st on the MrBeast.
Except for some reason, Linus Tech Tips is fucking... I swear by Linus Tech Tips screwdriver.
It says this, but that's not what it said in the archive link I covered last week. So I had a question about this for DogPack, which I will show in a second. And then Cope and Seed attaches a second image, which is a Reddit reply on his AMA, DogPack's AMA.
Yeah, he puts like little teasers like, hey, Jimmy, how much did you hide your crypto ventures?
And so I reached out to DogPack to clarify why this was removed. And continuing my question...
What is it? Did he buy the same thing as Keem? Did he buy, what did Keem buy that he made all his money on? Fuck, I forgot. I don't know anything about crypto, dude.
On this thread, I said...
It was like 3 letters.
You. And then in regards to the document, I was originally misinformed on the entire thing being deleted. However,
not Doge, not Safe Moon. It was something no. Not ETH. No, it was some weird token, I think. XRP? Was it XRP? Keemstar. I never sold XRP. Yeah, it was XRP. Because people said it was a scam that he was shilling XRP because he literally invested it. He invested 1 million XRP for... Yeah, he had 1 million XRP at one point.
That are removed from your public version. And
yeah, this is what I'm talking about. This shit right here. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm a degenerate gambler. May the crypto gods be with me. Let's settle this lawsuit and see $2 XRP. Was he in on that? Was that his fucking thing?
Only available through archives. 1, the CoffeeZilla reference in the crypto section, which I will show on screen here, and 2, the original email you sent to the place MrBeast allegedly trashed. Why were they removed? And he responded, I was talking to someone who does research for coffee at the time, but then he got all roped up into the Logan Paul lawsuit, and it would have taken him months to investigate the crypto thoroughly, so he just passed, and I didn't want people to like tweet at him or anything. And just as a quick side tangent for
So he
context
thinks
as to
that
what happened.
he's still a crypto scammer? I don't get it. Why does he go to coffee with that and not like anyone else with some of the other? I don't know. Maybe he does. Maybe I'm completely wrong.
Happened last week with my last video about me being misinformed. I figured I would show you guys the full conversation of what happened between my source and I, and to show you DogPack's DMs we had together afterward.
Okay. So that's just him talking about fucking up something. Yeah. I guess Connor told me, I guess he covered something wrong, I guess, and then DogPack was super chill about it in DMs. So good on him for correcting himself, I guess. What was it that he said that DogPack deleted the original version of the document and it was still public and there was just like differences in the archive version, I guess. I don't know, good on him for correcting himself when he's wrong though. That's something that doesn't happen in this fucking community enough. Augie will return shortly. All right, gamers. You think we're done? We're going to watch the Cam Nuggets video now. Yes, we are. I'm going to probably watch this at 1.5, though. If I get bored, I'm done. We'll start reading donos. Maybe we'll talk about a couple other things before tomorrow. But we're already at fucking 3.5 hours. Jesus Christ. DogPack is more like current iDubbbz than old iDubbbz. Yeah, I know.
Ladies and gentlemen, it seems like our boy DogPack404 has gotten himself involved with Drama Alert / Keemstar, and it was quite funny. Now, what happened was Drama Alert would end up tweeting out this post right here saying
This reminds me of like Bo Blacks during the Slazo stuff.
DogPack404 suggested the use of orangutans for a MrBeast
Why are they locking in on the orangutans tweet?
video.
Is it hypocritical to call out MrBeast for unsafe practices when you suggested a dangerous one?
Is it hypocritical to call out MrBeast for unsafe practices?
What's wrong with this tweet? Why is everyone covering this one tweet?
You suggested a dangerous one. And it's a clip from this YouTube channel by the name of Cope and Seethe. And now, here is the clip.
Suggests there are 0 records of orangutans ever killing people. Trained orangutans have been in movies for hundreds of years. Downvote me all you want. I'm right, it can be done safely. DogPack, I don't know whether this is serious or not, but I don't know why you're suggesting, while trying to get hired by MrBeast, using...
This is just kind of a funny clip. I don't know why they're locking in on this.
Now, for context, Cope and Seethe is a YouTuber, a commentary person, you know, kind of like me. They cover drama, they look into things, they talk about things.
Cope and Seethe is a podcast. Beckett is a YouTuber.
It's okay, we're not going to crap on Cope and Seethe. We are fans of DogPack, especially me. Many of you might be as well. So
I'm not going to say it, chat. You could say it. I'm not going to say it.
Or agree with Cope and Seethe's take. Regardless, Cope and Seethe has a Twitter account, right? Now, I actually know of Cope and Seethe from this thread right here. In light of the Chris Tyson stuff, we thought it would be interesting to track some of your favorite creator interactions with Shadman over the years. Welcome to the mega thread. It's a very, very, very long thread of everyone who's been involved with Shadman.
Oh, good. We finally found a YouTuber who's not going to blame us for defending Shadman. Well, at least you have a bit more integrity than your other friend.
You know, whatever reason it may be, whether it's to be friends with Shadman.
Smaggle wrote, by the way, Nick, orangutans are dangerous. DogPack is wrong. Maybe that's why they... Never mind.
To buy Shadman.
Never mind.
Shadman's art. Or to simply just having, like, interact with them on Twitter, right? So it's a nice thread. I ended up making a video about it called the Shadman Logs, something like that. It's going to pop up right about now. So
that's the thing is, like, this guy was so mad when people weren't covering the Shadman stuff. He, like, had to know we were talking about this. And, like, again, I'm not going to hold him responsible for what the girl said, but Jesus Christ, dude, there is just... that. It's so crazy to see, like, this guy is here, and then the other one making the very similar video is just accusing us of defending Shadman by, like, criticizing DogPack.
They do pretty good research and diving into certain topics, right? Now, they actually have a YouTube channel. It is called Cope and Seethe, similar, 2,000 subs. This video is very, new. It only has 2,000 views as of September 2nd. It is now September 3rd. So it was posted yesterday. So this is the video. Who is DogPack404? It's going to be linked below if you want to check it out yourself. And at about 12 minutes and 12 seconds is when they get into the specific part about the orangutans. Now, the entire video in general, it's 21 minutes. It kind of goes over, you know, some of the Dogpack situations, like who he is, what videos he worked on. It goes into the Daily Mail article that recently leaked that went into the cease and desist. And just, he gives a nice little rundown of who Dogpack404 is. He is a bit critical, so, you know, go in there knowing
he is a little bit critical, guys. Disclaimer, you're not going to hear everything you're looking for. This guy's kind of mean, chat.
Yeah, but either way, if you don't really know who he is,
there's just like a layer of cum in between, like, this guy's fucking teeth right now. It's insane.
Gives you a rundown on everything that's happening, including the new recent cease and desist allegations, which I have covered. Not really allegations. It's a real cease and desist that was sent, and it was sent to the Daily Mail as a source, unblurred, uncensored, exposes his name and everything, so it's kind of an interesting read. But let's get back to 12 minutes where we can see the orangutan claim.
What is with this orangutan shit? There's no way he went back to get the full context of the orangutan clip.
There's the 5head guy who was the Reddit account that, you know, made this post, and you can scroll through it. You can see it kind of stopped being active around 4 months ago, similar to the time where he would end up switching to his new account, MrBeast Creative. As we saw, that Reddit account was the one mentioned in the cease and desist. So again, can I confirm that this account 5head guy is Dogpack? Yes, we can, because here is a post from that 5head.
Because you're his friend, and you could just ask him. Yes, what do you mean? Wait, if you didn't have proof, would you just said no, it wasn't him?
Guy that says pitching ideas until something happens. Day 10, video pitch, and the video is here. You know, they ended up making a Twitter thread called the Daily Mail released an article on the MrBeast stuff a few days ago where they included the full cease and desist and named Dogpack404. And as we're thinking of having a look at him anyway, here's a thread and video, and it goes into a lot of stuff about Dogpack. Again, you're more than welcome to read it. It's a 17-page, you know, archive of things. And I think in a way of, you know, being neutral here, I'm going to include, you know, this person's tweet to not make it seem like I'm going out of context or I'm saying that they're bad faith or anything, because
oh my god, we have to layer this 50
would. So that's pretty dope. Obviously, this orangutan looks pretty happy. Clint Eastwood looks pretty happy. To which, you know, Keemstar himself would reply to Dogpack saying, "Your future," with just a period, nice and simple, to 2-minute video.
Bro, it's almost like you're like LARPing, like you're playing a character as like a big exposed commentary type guy, and I have all the secrets, and you know, you look into it and it's like, you kind of like hinted that you were working for MrBeast for like 3 months, right? 90 days. In reality, you only lasted like 3 weeks and you got fired because you didn't do any work and you kept playing around with toys.
So what he's referencing is in the cease and desist, like near the end.
The Apple Vision Pro allegation.
Which is kind of weird. I mean,
I actually hadn't seen this Keemstar video, so I'm kind of glad he included it.
Professional cease and desist doesn't usually like insult the person, but I've been hearing a lot of people say that the cease and desist comes across as very unprofessional, you know, to say.
Yeah, super unprofessional, but it seems like there's a lot of information. There's not much information in there, but it seems like most of it's pretty fair, given Dogpack's private responses to Connor.
At least. So that's for context. Again, check out the Daily Mail.
At least the stuff that I honed in on. I don't know about the other shit.
They have the full cease and desist. It's like 3 or 4 pages linked.
A lot of the fucking allegations are just like, let's throw whatever we can to the wall and see what sticks.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I'm just like watching and listening to my fellow commentators throughout YouTube, and it's like the tide is like shifting against you. Because they're like, wait, this guy's not like...
So I wouldn't say it's shifting. I would say that's...
Yeah, of course he wouldn't. That's why he went on his fucking Oompaville stream and was like, yeah, I mean, I made that video knowing people would hate it.
Some people are starting to kind of pull away from the 100% support, which is very fair. I think that...
I wouldn't say the tides are turning. I'm just saying that the 100% support days are over.
Like the newest video, for example, I've even had my own fair criticism on. A lot of people didn't like. But if people go into it with like the same mindset that I had, where the way they're looking at the content is a bit more unbiased now.
Cam Nuggets is silly sometimes. He said Logan Paul pushed his dog off the boat and kind of slandered him. Tom, he also said Dark Viper was right. he also suspended Dark Viper on Twitter. I mean, like, yeah, exactly.
I can understand that. I wouldn't say that people are turning on DogPack still. Like, just seeing the
No
ratio
way,
of them
when?
get to drama.
So I found out that this was why I blocked him. Somebody sent me the tweet. He responded to like Chris the Narc seething that people were fucking making fun of Dark Viper.
Alert kind of proves that. You know, anyone who makes a video
I saw it on the, because someone sent it, he goes, this is definitely why you blocked this guy. And I looked and I'm like, yeah, if I saw that under Chris's tweet, that guy's good as gone.
out DogPack gets mass downvoted, nobody's turning the tide on DogPack. He's still our, you know, we're still big fans of DogPack. It's just people are starting to
Tom, if you want to hop on and chat for a bit, I'm about done here.
look at the content going around with the whole MrBeast situation now. People are just starting to, I guess, look at it more from the other side. I'm not.
The other side, no, the other side is not the MrBeast side. I think that MrBeast is, I'm not saying it again. I said at the beginning, I said it fucking 15 times on the stream, bro. You can just literally go find it. All right. There is a side between glazing MrBeast and glazing DogPack. It's a bit more nuanced than that.
Not one of them, quite frankly, but some people are. I can't be mad at them for it.
Actually doing any real journalism. He's putting out a lot of false stuff.
I feel like I'm
and-
watching a Boogie video. I can't do this, dude. If you want to watch the rest of Boogie 2988's coverage, feel free to watch him. Holy shit, dude. So yeah. I said I wasn't going to talk about this guy, and I'm probably not going to. I had an interaction with, I thought the Twitter account was actually fake for a second there. The Quinn Theo guy. I had an interaction with the Quinn Theo guy because he kind of covered me in his video.
which is running a Rio.
And I didn't really think the way that I was portrayed in that video was fair. But he reached out, he wants to chat with me, so I've avoided shitting on Quinn Theo the entire stream because I haven't gotten back to him to call yet, because we were supposed to talk like yesterday or whatever. Then we were supposed to talk today. It's on me or whatever. I'm not gonna say anything more about him, I guess, until we chat, because I offered the private call, so I'll actually do it.